Hey guys, welcome to FoodiesLive, streaming from the SubZero Wolf Showroom kitchen in Scottsdale, Arizona. Today we're in the kitchen with Chef Lou, culinary instructor from Classic Cooking Academy and personal chef in Scottsdale, and online at loopdelou.com. And he's joined in the kitchen today by culinary student extraordinaire, Jeff Jones, also from Classic Cooking Academy. And today they're going to be showing us how to prepare a quinoa salad with asparagus and grilled chicken, and then also a salmon dish with heirloom tomatoes. So I will kick it over to them, but also don't forget to ask questions in the chat room and we'll get them answered live. So without further ado, here's Chef Lou.
Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome. We're going to be doing a really fun dish, very healthy, actually two very healthy dishes here. We're going to start off with our salmon and heirloom tomato salad. We're going to toss that with a little bit of tarragon here and extra virgin olive oil, some balsamic vinegar, and make it really good, really healthy, just a really healthy summertime dish. So what I have here is some fresh tarragon, and we're simply just going to chop this finely in chiffonade of the tarragon here. We're going to put this into a bowl. And then when we're done there, we're going to take our heirloom tomatoes and just kind of wedge them up. Nothing fancy about it, just going to make the really nice simple salad here with this. Grab the bowl here, throw the tarragon into here. Like I said, just some really nice heirloom tomatoes right here.
What kind of a flavor does tarragon have?
It's almost like a licorice kind of flavor. It's a really nice summertime kind of herb that if you you use in your salads, whether it's in this heirloom tomato salad or just even in a mixed green mesclun salad, it's going to add a lot of flavor and characters to your salads. It's
okay.
excellent. It goes great with fish. So if you make a nice compound butter to go along with this, if you're doing it with some salmon, just kind of take the compound butter, put it over top of it while it's nice and hot. It's going to add a ton of flavor to it. Little salt, little pepper.
Is it at all like fennel?
Is it at all like fennel?
Yeah.
Not really. Fennel, I mean, it has its own anise kind of flavor to it. It's completely different, but I can see where you would think. It's if you're familiar with the liqueur of called Pernod, if you know that, it kind of has that kind of note, that kind of flavor to it. So it's quite nice. So just toss this up, and when we're ready to plate, we'll have that ready to go. So over here, I have a saute pan ready to go, nice and hot. It's on medium-high heat right now. I want to make sure that it is. And here we go, we're good. We have salmon right here. And we're simply just going to take a little salt and pepper and put it on both sides of our fish. Skin is on there. We want to kind of leave it on there. Just make sure that you remove the scales off of this and put a little bit of olive oil. The reason why I put the olive oil on the fish now instead of typically you see a lot of people putting the oil in their saute pan is salmon, it's going to give off a lot of oil anyway. So the less we have in the pan, the less it's going to splatter and make a big old mess in our kitchen and burn us and just be a general nuisance. So the less oil, the better.
It's always good.
So make sure the pan's nice and hot. Don't do that. But set your fish into there. Okay, make that nice sound. You want to hear that sound. And the reason why I'm kind of pressing it down, I don't want the flesh to curl up. When protein hits a hot pan, it tends to curl up, and you'll notice it especially with fish. It'll curl up, and we want to get that skin nice and crisp on there. So just kind of press it down let it sear onto there, and then when it's ready to flip, it'll let you know. It'll release itself from the pan. Then you can start moving it. If it's not ready to move, let it sit. It's not burning. It's going to be fine. So just let it sit for a few minutes this way. Then we'll come back to it, and we'll be ready to flip it over. You want to grab a fish spatula from back there, see if they have one? Be awesome.
And I know earlier you were kind of talking about the different cuts of salmon.
Yes.
Yes. What do you recommend?
This would be the tail cut. Well, typically, if you're looking for a nice piece of salmon, this is the tail end. So I mean, you can tell this is the tail is going to be down over here, and then it'll run up and get nice and fatter toward to the head area. So I mean, if you can find the center cut of salmon, center cut of everything is going to be so much better. So if you can get the center cut, great. The tail piece like this, it's going to cook quicker. So you want to keep that in mind too. So
okay.
That's another thing. So if somebody likes their salmon medium well done, give them the tail cut. That's what all restaurants do. I hate to say it, but anybody that orders anything well done in a restaurant, you're not getting stellar pieces of meat or fish or anything like that. Sorry. That's just the way that it is.
What do you recommend?
What do I recommend for
Fish.
fish as far as
Cooking.
cooking?
Yeah, as far as what you order in the restaurant.
It all depends on what you're looking for. I mean, if you can find stuff that's in season and local, I mean, as far as your seafood, depends on where you're at, go for it. But I guess it all depends on what you're truly hungry for. I mean, you can't go wrong with a nice piece of salmon. As long as you're going to a good restaurant that can cook a decent piece of fish, doesn't matter what you order. They'll cook it a nice way and come out beautiful.
Nice.
Thanks, sir.
It's all we're done, Chef.
It'll work. So like I said, once it's ready to move, and you can see it's ready to move, you can pick it up. Gets that nice color to it. We want to let that sit a couple more minutes. I'm just going to add just a touch more oil to it and sit it back in here. I want that skin to crisp up really nice, but you can see right there, and actually, if you can hear it, it's got that nice crunch to it. So just touch more oil. That was my tongs. A little bit more oil down there, and let that sit. A couple more minutes. We want to just kind of flip it over to the side, the flesh side, for 30 seconds or so. You can pretty much, since it's a thin cut of fish, you can kind of pretty much let it cook all the way through from the skin side up. But we'll flip it over 30 seconds, let it go, and it'll be good that way. So
You might have covered this, Chef, but why did you
Yes.
put it skin side down?
Skin
first?
side down, so it get that nice crispiness to the skin. The fish, when it's crispy like that, if you scale it, you take the scales off of the flesh or off of the skin. Once you crisp that up, it becomes really edible and delicious, nice and crispy. Just an excellent way to present the fish. I know that some people don't want to eat skin of anything, they just consider it unhealthy. That's fine and everything, but honestly, people that treat their body like a temple, your body's not a temple, it's more like a rental car. Have fun. So it's as simple as that, You might as well enjoy your life on earth while you're here. So as long as you return it without any dents and scrapes and bruises, and it's all good.
Very true.
That's it.
Very true.
Okay, I got a question about the actual tomatoes you use.
Yes.
Most people are familiar with, Roma, red tomatoes.
Mhm.
What's the difference? Is that what makes it heirloom? The yellow and orange and multicolored?
No, the heirloom is the seeds that they keep and use over and over and over again. It's like anything that's heirloom. So
Okay.
no big deal in that. It's all different types of tomatoes. So these just happen to be the standard regular tomatoes that you can get, all different types of tomatoes. So let's check this one out. As you can see, it's crisped up a little bit more on there, so we're good to go. I'm going to flip this over again onto the flesh side. Let that sit for, like I said, 30 seconds to maybe maybe a minute, but that's it. We want to serve it just like this. And you were talking about fennel. Typically, I serve this dish with a pickled fennel and watercress salad on top of it. It looks really nice, very summertime. You can definitely do that, or just some mixed greens, a little, just the same dressing that we used in here. The balsamic, the extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of tarragon tossed inside of some mixed greens, and just set it on top of there. Nice little pile. Really, a really good healthy dish for summertime. Nobody out here likes to cook in the Arizona heat. Let's face it. I mean, if we could eat out and afford to do that on a daily basis, we would. But not many of us can. So
True.
This is a great way to cook. You can do this all outside. Just put a pan out on your grill and sear your fish this way, and have a salad ready to go. And it's wonderful. A little bit longer.
Of course,
we'll be
here
good to
you
go.
could probably just stick the pan out on the sidewalk and throw
Yeah,
the fish
yeah.
in there.
Yeah, exactly it. Yeah, put it on the hood of your car, or just
There you go.
season your car. Make sure your car is nice and clean, and just sear it right on top of the hood of the car. It'd be great, Maybe you could figure out a way to work a Cadillac insignia into the skin. That'd be awesome.
Nice.
Nice. That's exactly it. So we're just about there. And like I said, you want to leave it just slightly under. And let me just pick this up real quickly here. And you can see right there, it's still under. That's kind of what you want it to be. Another 10 or so seconds. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of the extra virgin olive oil in the pan here. Get a nice shine on it. Rub it down. Give the salmon the spa treatment. And we're good to go. Simple as that.
Now, would this dish work with any kind of fish?
It works great with scallops. I've done it with scallops many times. Shrimp, if you want to maybe even just grill some shrimp, kind of interlock them onto the salad. Just kind of make a nice little pile of those on there and serve it that way. A lot of different things you can do with this. I mean, it's really simple and perfect for lots of different things. Even the chicken that we're going to serve next. So you can, it's so flexible. It's wonderful. Tarragon goes well with chicken and obviously fish. So perfect. So
Looks amazing.
simple, very easy to do, and quick. And that's exactly what we want to do when we're cooking summertime out here, is do something that's quick, simple, delicious, and all around nutritious. You throw a little salad on top of that, maybe with some goat cheese or whatever you might have, and kind of cover all your bases of all the ingredients, your 4 basic food groups. Do they still do the pyramid? What is it? No,
I think the pyramid's equal
Yep.
shapes now.
whatever.
Yeah.
It's color
They
coded.
keep changing it up
whatever.
on us.
Yeah, exactly it. I can't follow it. All I know is just eat right. You don't have to worry about pyramids, diagrams, dioramas, whatever they want to call it. Anyway. So, I guess we go on to the next dish here. You hungry? We gonna eat this, or
Yeah,
we'll eat that
We'll
later
enjoy
on?
that.
Nice. Okay. So, for the next dish, we have chicken breast. That's going to be kind of pairing up with our quinoa, which, let me grab this right here. Quinoa is a grain. Comes from South America. And it was once, well, it still is, but was a main staple of the ancient Incans in Peru. They ate it with pretty much everything, and it's what we now call a superfood. It has all the nutrition and amino acids and everything that you could possibly want in your diet. It's great for people who are gluten-free. It's wonderful for that, so you don't have to worry about eating that and having any issues with it. So you're looking for a good grain to have, something that's going to have high in protein. This is excellent, and one of those things that you can serve hot or cold. So, and actually we're going to serve this cold. So what we have here is we got our quinoa. The basic recipe is the same as cooking rice. So we have 1 part quinoa to 1.5 parts water or chicken stock or vegetable stock. In this case, we're using a little bit of water with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil in there. I have it boiling right now. So this is 1 cup of quinoa. We simply just dump that into our boiling water and make sure there's a little bit of salt in there, a little bit of pepper, maybe a little bit more. Cover it up. The easiest way to do this, just simply cover it up, pop it into a preheated 350-degree oven, let it go for about 17 minutes, and it's cooked perfectly. It's not going to burn. You're not going to have to worry about it scorching on an open flame like it would here. And it comes out, it's wonderful. Just flake it with a fork and serve it hot or serve it cold, which is what we're going to do in a couple of minutes. Obviously, with the magic of the internet, I guess I should say, we already have one already done. It just don't want to fit with that lid in there. It's just a big boy pot. Anyway, so we've already got one done here. Oh, right here, huh? Good job, buddy. I knew there was a reason why you were here, just not beside your good looks, right?
Good old Jeff.
Yeah. All right, so we've already got some cooked off here. It's chilled, it's ready to go. Seasoned perfectly, like I said, when we put the salt in the water. So it's good to go now. We're simply just gonna take this and we're gonna mix a whole lot of vegetables. And I actually like to serve the vegetables in this raw, leave that nice crunch to it.
Oh, nice.
So it has a little bit of body to it. So quinoa, if you never had it, it's similar kind of in texture and size to couscous. Completely different, but it kind of gives you the same textural feel as that does. So we're going to take this. Now we're going to take some, come back to that. We got some red bell pepper here, some celery, and we're just going to dice this up small. And actually, I want to use some of the leaves off of our celery. So we kind of took the hearts of the celery, and we're going to use some of the leaves inside of the salad here. And we're going to small dice this. So I just want to make it workable. And you don't have to, this ought to be interesting with this spinning board here. You don't have to go as small as I'm going to go here. Just kind of cut it into small dice, and you should be good. Jeff, what's the small dice word that I'm looking for?
Brunoise?
Brunoise, that's right. I'm just testing him. He's got a test
Nice.
tomorrow, so we're getting him ready for his culinary test.
We got Julienne right now.
Wow, all right, enough showing off now. Right?
Yeah, come on, Jeff.
Yeah, all right, no more showing off. The Cliff Clavin of the Culinary Academy, obviously. It's before your time, isn't it?
I know Cliff.
You know you're getting old when you make references to TV shows and people just look at it and you go, huh? So, yeah.
I'm sure Jeff watched a little Cheers.
Watch a little Cheers, yeah.
Involved a bar.
Huh?
It involved a bar.
It involved a bar, yes it did. Thus the name Cheers. You either know the show or you're just making a great
Hey,
observation.
Ted Danson was great.
Ted Danson was absolutely fantastic in that. Had a head of hair like me, too. Anyway.
We got a lead-in role for you coming up next.
Yes. Okay, so we'll take the celery here. Finish this off with the celery. Then we'll go into the red bell pepper.
Now, I know a lot of recipes will tell you one celery stalk to this and this. And what is it that you always teach us in school?
Eyeball it, and it's a matter of taste. Recipes, unless you're dealing with like cakes or something along those lines that you need to have the exact amount, you can always finagle it and put in whatever you want as far as that's concerned. So if you think something needs a little bit more of this or a little less of that, then change it. Make it your own version. So if there's something in this recipe that you say, ooh, that was too much of that, I'm gonna take away this or add more of that, then go for it, That's the fun of cooking is making things your own.
Great advice.
That's exactly it. You might taste this and say, you know what, it could use some fresh parsley in there, and it would. You know, it'd be fantastic with it. We're actually going to throw some fresh mint into this. I don't know if I actually put that on the menu or the recipe for that one.
I'll have to check.
Huh? Yeah, I don't remember. Another thing you won't see in my recipe when I'm demoing this is the asparagus. I forgot that.
Well, it was in the title.
Live. It's live, folks. Things like this happen, okay?
They do.
Don't ask about the quinoa.
Isn't that why?
Which find that bag. You know, we could address this right here and now on live TV and say, hey, whoever the company is that makes the company that bags the quinoa and bags the jasmine rice, please put it in different colored bags so people like me that pay no attention and just grab and. I grabbed the wrong thing, folks.
It happens.
It happens, and it happened. Proof. Okay, so a little red bell pepper into there. Celery's into there. We have some almond slivers right here. We'll toss that into there. We have some goat cheese floating around here, right here. We're going to kind of crumble that all up into there.
So I thought it was interesting that you said about cooking the quinoa in the oven.
Yes.
I never even thought about that. Is it more of an even cook and you don't have to stir it?
Definitely more of an even cook. Basically, when you're cooking on the range like this, you got heat coming up from the bottom. Whereas when you're cooking in the oven, as you can imagine, the heat is basically from all around. So it's kind of coming from the top, from the bottom, from the sides. So it cooks a whole lot more evenly. And like I said, especially in a restaurant business, your safest bet to have it come out right the first time is to pop it in the oven and do it that way. Simply because, you know, you can have a guy who's been in the business for many years, like myself, and a newbie like that guy,
Cliff,
working in the same kitchen together. And dude comes over, turns up your burner, and forgets to turn it down. You come back 17 minutes later, your stuff is scorched, and he's nowhere to be found. So put it in the oven. It's going to come out perfectly every single time, and you're good to go. So a little fresh mint right here. Grab a few leaves off of this. And same thing, chiffonade. And take our leaves like this, roll it up. I didn't show you this with the tarragon, obviously. Just like this, just roll it up in a little package like that. This is where normally I make that joke about, you know.
Do it.
No. It's not that type of herb, folks, okay?
this is a family show.
This what?
It's a family show.
It's a family show, yes. How I got on this, I have no clue. But we're going to do a nice little chiffonade of this. And then we're going to mix it into our salad. Toss it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, and just make sure that the seasoning is ready to go. Then we'll start cooking our chicken. While we're cooking our chicken, we'll put this in the refrigerator, we'll chill it, and it'll be wonderful.
So, Jeff, actually I have a question for you. Did you find it difficult developing your knife skills, or did it come pretty easily?
It's something that takes practice, just like everything else. You know, we start off chopping onions, slicing onions, and then it's the base of almost every recipe. So after 6 months, you're going to be a professional cutting knives, or using your knives, cutting things.
Nice.
So yeah, what he does, nowhere near as good as Chef Lou now.
When you graduate
Wow.
culinary school, depending on what you put into it is exactly what you're going to get out of it. You're going to be functional in the kitchen. Anybody that graduates culinary school, you're not going to be stellar. It doesn't matter what school you go to, and I don't care how much you pay to go to any school. You're going to know the basics of cooking. Your first job, your first chef is actually going to be your true trainer. That's the truth behind it all. You'll know basics when you graduate school. You'll know how to be able to, hold your ground a little bit in the kitchen, but your first job is going to be your true place of learning. So when you graduate culinary school, find a great chef, a great restaurant to work for, and stick with them for a few years and pick their brain and learn from them every single day. So when he graduates, he's going to have the basics down, but your first job that's where you're key. You're going to learn everything right there. So, like I said, get a good chef.
You hiring, chef?
We'll see what happens.
I got 4 months to not screw up.
That's it. That's it. Prove yourself, young man. Alrighty, seasoned it. Salt and pepper both sides. A little bit of olive oil over top of it again, and searing it. Don't move it. Don't disturb it. Let it sit. When it's ready to be moved, it will release itself from the pan, just like I did with the salmon. Tongs, there we go. Thank you, sir. So just let it sit. And I know some people, when it starts to spit and the oil starts going all over, it looks a little messy. Everybody freaks out. They turn the heat down. They start moving their pan. Let it go. Clean up as you go. And by the end of cooking, you'll be good. But this is what you want to do. I know it smokes. I know it's, like I said, spitting the oil around a little bit, but it's doing exactly what you want it to do. And check it. Certainly not ready, but it's releasing, and we're good to go. So we'll let that sit, and then we'll flip it over, and we'll be good to go as far as that.
And so you just put a little bit of olive oil on
Just a little bit of olive oil, yeah. Salt and pepper on both sides. It's always important to have your fish, or in this case chicken, or meat, whatever it is, to be seasoned on both sides. You have to remember, that's what's going to add the flavor to it. When you're working with a larger piece of, let's say, meat, like a nice, give me a
Rack of lamb.
rack of lamb, perfect. Sear it on the outside, you season it on the outside. When you slice it and serve it in the racks, you want to actually put a little bit of extra salt and a little bit of pepper on the sliced surfaces. That way it's seasoned all the way through. Nice color. We're going to flip that over, let it sit for another 10, 20 seconds, then we're going to pop it right into the oven.
I'm behind you, chef.
When you do this at home, make sure that you're not directly underneath the smoke detectors.
Good call.
Yes, it is a good call. And right into the oven, just like that. Very simple. Let that go for a few minutes. The best way to find out how done it is to feel by touch. We don't, in the restaurant business, we don't very often use thermometers. And I know if there's a health inspector watching, we usually don't. It's as simple as that. We learn by touch. If we poke thermometers into our meats and our fillets and whatever it might be, you poke a hole in it, you're letting all the blood leak out, you're letting all the juices leak out, and when you get this steak or you get your chicken, it's going to be tough, it's going to have less juice in it, and that's why you pay us good money to cook for you. So you learn by touch, and that's the most important thing. So that's one of the things that in culinary school we really can't teach you. I mean, we'll be able to show you, and you'll get a feel for it a little bit. But when, like I said, your first job when you get out into the field, that is when you're going to learn how to do all this sort of stuff. It's not going to be done in the school. Simple as that. I mean, repetition, daily in and out of cooking your meats and cooking fish, you will become better and better and better every day. So, like I said, get a good chef, get a good restaurant to work for.
There you go, Cliff.
There you go.
I'm just kidding.
There's your daily dose of life lesson from Chef Lou.
And how long did you say that needs to stay in the oven?
Till it's done.
Till it's done.
Till it's done.
Nice.
There's many a time when I get that question asked me, when do I know when it's done, and how long will a filet medium rare take to cook? I don't know. Each filet is different. Each piece of chicken is different. They're thinner, they're thicker. If it comes from the tail end or if it comes from the head end, they all cook at different rates. So get a feel for it. You know, cook more often at home. Simple as that. The best way to become a better cook is to cook more often. Stop going out. I hate to say it because I work in restaurants, but you know, cook more often at home. You're not going to spend as much money, and you become a better cook. Simple as that. The reason why your grandmother was a good cook is because she didn't have McDonald's back then.
Very true.
That's it. Did I just plug McDonald's? Anyway, so our quinoa should be just about done. Which it is. And we're just going to basically just kind of toss this all together. And like I said, you can serve it hot or cold. And you're good to go. Just adjust the seasoning, and it's a really nice, easy thing to do. Great way to replace rice if you want something that's more hearty and healthier than just plain white rice. This is excellent. Works, like I said, works well with everything, chicken and fish. So it's definitely can be utilized well. Vegetarians, if you're a vegetarian or a complete vegan, it's a wonderful meal. Some fresh mushrooms, whatever it might be, some grilled vegetables all tossed together. It's excellent. So now we're just waiting on our chicken, huh?
One of our camera people would appreciate the quinoa.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Which one is camera 1, camera 2? Who's the...
This guy right here. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Complete vegan. Yeah. Okay. Not only is she cute, but she can't talk. That's what.
So I have one more question for
Yes.
you. Maybe not one more, but I noticed that you seasoned on the plate, then put it in the pan,
Yes.
as opposed to seasoning in the pan. Does
yes.
that make a big difference?
It does. You can, in a restaurant business, you're going to season on a plate, like, obviously not this type of plate, but something similar. You're going to season it on the side and then sear it in the pan. Because when you're doing pan sauces and whatever the case might be, if I was going to use the pan drippings from the chicken to make a sauce, if I season put salt and pepper in the pan with the chicken while it's in the pan, you're adding more salt. The salt's getting into the pan, and chances are when you go to make a reduction of your pan drippings and everything, it's going to be salty. So it's kind of pointless to do that. So
That makes
season on the
sense.
outside, have it ready to go. And like I said, you can put the oil on your fish, your meats, and whatever else like that, and you're not into the pan. So the less oil, the better, the less splatter, the less mess. You see, I didn't have to clean very much on here. It's great. That's the best way to do it. So just have an extra plate ready to go for that purpose. And you're good. Let me check the
Excellent.
chicken here and see how we're doing.
Check the chicken.
Nice and smoky. Like I said, you can tell by touch, it's got just a little bit longer to go. But as you can see, nice color on both sides. So we'll let this go another 30, 45 seconds in the oven. The most important thing is when you take this out of the oven, if you're going to slice it and serve it. So say if we're going to slice it in half and put it on a bias cut, put it on the plate, make it look pretty, you want to let it rest before you do that. Basically what I mean by letting it rest is once it comes out of the oven, it needs a little bit of rest time to let the juices kind of redistribute back into your meats or fish, whatever the case might be. If you slice it immediately in half, you're going to have a bullseye red or rare in the center and well done on the outside. That's not what you're looking for. You want to let it rest, let the juices redistribute so your steak is a nice medium or medium rare all the way through. Same with your turkey. When you pull it out of the oven for Thanksgiving, you let it rest for a good 15, 20 minutes before you slice it. Otherwise, it's going to be well done on the outside and just nasty on the toward the bone area. So let it rest and then you can always rewarm it when you are ready to slice and serve. Simple as that. You want to grab the quinoa salad out of there, and we should be good. Okay. So we'll let that rest. I'm going to hit it with a little bit of extra virgin olive oil. Let it rest that way. It's going to, like I said, just as everything else, add a nice shine to it. The olive oil, when it's nice and hot, I'm going to take it out of the pan, just kind of pour it over top of it, and serve it that way. So while we are, you have a spoon by chance? That'll work. All I want is a little bit of the salad here. We're going to take our salad. Get this out of the way. Toss our salad here. Very colorful. Now I've already tasted the quinoa for seasoning, and I know that the goat cheese has already got a good amount of salt in it already, so this is good to go. So we're going to just take some of this and just kind of put it right in the center here. Some of that good goat cheese. Into there like that. And when the chicken's good and go, ready to go, that's good. This out of the way. Clean this up just a touch. Probably let it rest a little bit longer, but we could slice it. We should be hopefully good. Hopefully. And if not, then I can prove a point. Oh, it's good. Okay. Cooked all the way through. And take this.
And that's the bias cut that you were talking about.
That's the
earlier.
bias cut, yeah. So you put it like this. Give it some height. Obviously, in a restaurant, you want height on your plate. And then simply garnish it whatever you want. I mean, since we already have mint in there, we can just take a nice sprig of mint and do this. Very simple dish. And serve it that way. If you have pan drippings, which we have obviously just a touch with the extra virgin olive oil into there, just kind of take it and just kind of put that around the plate. If you got more, if you have some white wine, you can deglaze the pan with some white wine, reduce that down, maybe throw some fresh thyme into there, finish it with some butter, and really make it nice. I mean, who doesn't like butter? And then just put a nice little pan dripping sauce around the outside like that. But this is nice, very simple, very clean. It's simply, all it is just the drippings that are in the pan and the olive oil. And really simple, just a nice dish. And if I had the asparagus, put
Even
them
better.
on the side here, a nice little stack of those, 3 or 4 pieces of those, if you can use your imagination at home, and it would look fantastic. So
Looks
without
amazing.
The asparagus, it looks good enough anyway. So
It does.
yeah, so it's very simple, and it's 2 dishes, and how many minutes? I mean, it was quick.
It was very quick.
It was very quick. So you can make your quinoa a day ahead of time and let it chill overnight, and simply serve it cold the next day. Your tomatoes, you saw how easy that was. Just slice them on an angle, make a nice wedge, toss it last minute with your olive oil, salt, pepper, fresh tarragon, and it comes out great. Quick, easy dishes to do here in Arizona in the summer, and healthy. We love that.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Chef Lou and student Jeff / Cliff
Student
Clavin. And thank you guys for tuning in, and tune in again next Wednesday. We'll be back streaming live with some more recipes. And thanks again. We'll see ya.